Germany. From Alaska to Puerto Rico. All over the world, the United States Army is on the alert to defend our country, you, the American people, against aggression. This is the big picture. An official television report to the nation from the United States Army. Now, to show you part of the big picture, here is Sergeant Stuart Queen.
Every 4 years, an event of breathtaking excitement, color, and pageantry takes place in the world of sports. The greatest of all athletic competitions, the Olympic Games. In 1952, American athletes performed magnificently in competition, achieving the final victory in the unofficial team standings. Contributing greatly to that victory were 80 men of our armed forces. Here, released for the first time on the big picture, is the story of our armed forces athletes in one of the most closely contested Olympiads of all time.
This is Helsinki, Finland, modern capital of an ancient people, and 1952 host to the greatest of all athletic competitions, the Olympic Games. Here in the European northlands of Scandinavia, a small, tough people puts out the carpet for the athletes of the world. No less than 67 nations are represented in this Olympics, from the one-man entry of little Luxembourg up to the huge squads of the United States and the Soviet Union. The Americans, including 80 servicemen, will compete against the athletic cream of 5 continents. It is the 5 continents that are symbolized by the interlocking circles of the official Olympic flag. The colors of the circles, blue, yellow, black, green, red, were chosen because at least one appears in every flag of the world. The visiting athletes travel without charge on Helsinki's trolleys. A special bus takes them to their quarters in Olympic Village at Kapula, 6 miles away. At the entrance gate to the village, differences of politics, race, and religion are checked outside, just as in ancient Greece when even wars were suspended during the Olympic Games. Inside this self-sufficient compound with its own post office and shops, athletes of many lands, many languages, many customs live in harmony. Traditional national rivalries vanish in the warming light of good sportsmanship. The camp restaurant is split up into 5 sections to accommodate the different eating habits of the main national groups. In Olympic Village, one man's ham sandwich is another man's shish kebab. The athletes lose no time getting down to business. Last-minute preparations before the games. Here, the unbeaten American crew from Annapolis carries its shell back from the water. Trained fingers wash down the light, delicately constructed boat. And here's a high-powered entry from the Army, America's military pentathlon team, getting the feel of the horses assigned to them for the 5,000-meter cross-country ride. The pentathlon is a grueling 5-sport competition limited to military personnel. Our squad, here brushing up on their épée fencing, will compete as a unit against other national entries and also for individual high-scoring medals. A third event in the pentathlon will be pistol shooting at 25 meters. The Americans clean their weapons before practice. Like our military entrants in boxing, track, and basketball, they were chosen in hotly contested all-Army competitions. They then had 60 days of special training at West Point under Lieutenant Gail F. Wilson, their coach. The pentathlon squad lines up on the pistol range. Lieutenant Frederick Denman of Highland Falls, New York. Captain Guy Troy of Pasagrille, Florida. PFC Thad MacArthur of Lewiston, Idaho. And Lieutenant Harlan Johnson, alternate of Urbana, Illinois. The official opening of the 1952 Olympics takes place in Helsinki Stadium, a lineal descendant of the Greek arena where the original races were staged 2,500 years ago. In classic Greece, time itself was measured by the 4-year period between games, called an Olympiad. The modern ceremony starts with a parade of national contingents in alphabetical order. The Finnish alphabet, that is. Here, on the heels of the Vietnam aggregation, comes Udisvalet, the United States to you. Norman Armitage, veteran New York fencer, carries the stars and stripes as the crowd of 70,000 lets out a welcoming roar. On the scoreboard behind the marching delegations is the Olympic motto, Citius, Altius, Fortius, faster, higher, stronger. The contestants march once around the stadium and then mass on the field before the tribune of honor. Now out of the past come the flying feet of Paavo Nurmi, Finland's six-time winner of Olympic titles, bearing the torch that will light the Olympic flame. The torch has been carried northward across the face of Europe by relays of athletes, starting from Olympia in Greece, home of the first games in 776 BC. With the loping stride that gave him 4 gold medals at Stockholm in 1924, the great distance runner, who is now 55 years old, completes the circle around the track and lights the flame that will burn through the 16 days of the games. A 21-gun salute booming from the hills behind the stadium gives the signal for raising the Olympic flag. Doves, a symbol of peace, are released to fly above the stadium. It is a solemn moment, this proud acceptance of a heritage handed down from one of the world's great civilizations. The 1952 Olympic Games are on.
First American sweep is in the 200-meter dash, oldest race in Olympic history. It's a crack field of national champions from many countries. But it's Andy Stanfield of Jersey City who forges ahead to break the tape in 20 7/10 seconds, equaling the Olympic record set by Jesse Owens in 1936. Second is Walter Baker of Elkhart, Kansas, with the bronze medal for third, going to an Air Force sprinter, Jim Gathers of Brooklyn and Sanson Air Force Base. The 200-meter was the only event in the first 13 Olympic competitions. It was a single length of the track at Old Olympia, a distance known as a stade, from which our word stadium is derived. Again, the Air Force is flying high in the 800-meter race. Here, Tech Sergeant Mal Whitfield of Lockburn Air Force Base, the 1948 winner, faces a tough field headed by Big Arthur Wint of Jamaica. That's Wint out in front now. Whitfield, number 986, is running third. With 220 yards to go, the huge Jamaican is still out in front when the Korean veteran makes his bid. Whitfield takes the lead, but can he hold it? From the stands, it looks as though the giant strides of the Jamaican will have to cut Whitfield down. But Whitfield's smooth, easy stride is deceptively fast. He crosses the finish line first, equaling his own Olympic record. The punishing pace is almost too much for Germany's Ulsheimer, who collapses at the tape but wins third place.